Hello, welcome to my very first YouTube video. I wanted to make this video to sort of explain why I wanted to make this channel and like what you can expect to see from this channel. So basically this is something that I have kind of wanted to do for a long time, but like there was always this part of me that was like, who the fuck cares what I have to say, you know? But recently my sibling moved in with me and they have their own YouTube channel that they do, and they're Sydney Casket Base, by the way, if you want to look them up. But I don't know, they kind of like inspired me by their channel. So basically what I want to talk about is, well, you can see I'm a goth, and I am 32 years old. I'm going to be 33 in August, and I have been a goth since I was about 14, like when I was a freshman in high school, and I was already alternative before that in middle school, but I guess high school is when I became a goth. And I have, I think, a unique experience that you don't hear about a lot online, which is that I am a goth who is living in a small town that is pretty conservative in Alabama, and I grew up in a similar environment in Arkansas, and I am like a poor working class person. I am basically a janitor at a grocery store, and obviously I am plus size, and so I think I can share an interesting and unique perspective about the goth culture and things that are not talked about as often in the goth culture, where you tend to see a lot of thin people and people that have a lot of money and can afford to spend tons of money on like Killstar and all this stuff all the time. And I also have a lot of experience in Lolita fashion, and I haven't worn Lolita fashion as often these days as I used to, but for many years I wore Gothic Lolita and like old school Lolita especially, and so that's something I want to talk about too, from also that same perspective as someone who is like plus size and working class and living in an area where there's not really a community for these sorts of like alternative fashions as much as there would be in like a bigger city where they would have like goth clubs or Lolita meetups. So I also want to talk about like the music and the experiences that I have had like in the subculture, like in both subcultures. And I'm also an artist, and I would like to talk about the art that I've made and like the crafts and DIY things that I've made, both like clothing and accessories DIY, as well as like dolls that I've made myself, or like doll clothes, because that's something I like to do a lot of. And I like to customize clothes and make custom accessories and all kinds of fun stuff like that. And I can show you things that I've made, and I can like give tips and tutorials on how to do some of these things yourself. I think the video that I want to make next is a video about where I shop as a plus size goth, and I want to do one for Lolita fashion too at some point, but I would have to do some more research before I do that one, because it's been a while since I've bought any new Lolita fashion, so things have probably changed since then. But anyways, other than that, I think I want to talk about, like, you can maybe tell from my background that I have a lot of like dolls. Dolls are something that I'm really passionate about, and I'd like to share my collection, as well as I have a lot of like bones and taxidermy and oddities and things like that, and I'd like to show that off and talk about that too. So, or like anything that I'm into at the moment, like TV shows or movies or just interesting things that have happened in my life. So basically just like sort of vlog style content. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, then stick around and hopefully you will like what you see. And for now, I guess I am going to show off today's outfit, and then I guess we're